Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes.
What's up with it? It's DjThaGateway, and today we talking about if Steph Curry is the best point guard in NBA history. Now we got to talk about this. I got my pops with me today to make sure we have an objective conversation. Because if it's just me, I'm gonna say Steph Curry. So let's talk about it.
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes. It's me and Magic. Is it the conversation?
We can look at stats all day. I'm thinking about the 90s growing up. There was nobody trying to be a 6'9" point guard, right? But I can witness and watch every kid trying to be Curry.
All right, now y'all heard what Steph Curry said. He said he's the best and Magic Johnson #2. I'm going to try to have an objective conversation because if you know me, I've been rocking with the Warriors for 10 years. Steph Curry, my guy. Steph Curry, my guy. But I got my pops because he's seen Magic play. He's seen Isaiah Thomas play. He's seen John Stockton. I was a 90s baby, so I seen Steph. It was Steph. No, for real, Chris Paul, Rondo, then Steph.
Well, let me say this. Is Steph Curry a point guard or a shooting guard?
I believe
That's the
he's
question.
a scoring point guard. The NBA has changed mostly because Steph Curry has changed the league. Everybody wants to shoot threes now, and this is how he facilitates his team. If Steph Curry got 2 defenders following him, the other guy on this team is open. Klay Thompson.
Let me say this. You know, I was a young man when Magic Johnson was playing. He wasn't a three-point shooter, but he was a point guard who can score and facilitate to other players outside the three. And he led them to championships as well.
So you believe Magic Johnson is the best point guard ever in history?
Well, no, I didn't say that. I'm just trying to give you, he can't just say that because
he ranks higher than Steph Curry? Does he rank higher than Steph Curry?
As a point guard, yes. As a shooting guard, no.
I mean, why you calling Steph Curry a shooting guard?
Because as we shoot, he's a shooting guard.
He's a scoring point guard.
No, he's a scoring person, but he's not a scoring point guard. He can lay it up. He can shoot the three. He can shoot a short jumper. But he's not really a facilitator like the Stocktons and the Magics and the other players, like a guy from New York.
John Starks. John Starks. I know hoop. I do know hoop.
I know hoops too, but I don't know names.
But it's interesting you said something about facilitating because Michael Jordan texted Stephen A. Smith the other day, and this is what he said.
Magic Johnson is easily the best point guard of all time. Steph Curry is very close, but not in front of Magic. You must define point guard to really have a serious debate. Steph Curry is by far the best shooter of all time. Yes, his movement has created many shots for his teammates. He's a career 43% three-point shooter. But Magic Johnson invented the triple-double.
Now, that sounds a lot like what you said.
Let me say this. Steph Curry is a great player.
Is he top 10 all time to you as far as players?
Current top
history
10.
though, not now, history.
Well, yeah, he's no.
Top 10 player?
No, because when I say top 10 players, you can have a lot of accolades, but you're thinking about this. I can go with Horry.
Who?
Horry. You know who he is?
Robert Horry.
Yeah. You know how many rings he got?
He got 6 rings. But how much of the effect on the team? He got 7 rings. How much effect on the team did he have? I mean, he made some big shots, but he wasn't a leader of the team.
He made some big shots for a lot of teams who got championship rings.
And this is why. See, Steph Curry would have been a reason Robert Horry was open because most likely Steph Curry guy would have funneled over to Steph Curry if he was on the...
And a lot of times Robert Horry would have been a player who got Steph Curry open because he is one of those people that can say...
You gotta watch him.
Yeah,
you gotta watch him.
He can hit.
You gotta watch him.
He'll score.
He didn't do much and he played good defense.
Right.
He played good defense.
He
played good defense.
You got to put all it into perspective. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from Steph. He's a bad boy. He changed the game. He changed the game.
Give him his respect.
He's almost as good as the most current best players in the league is LeBron. He's almost there. But
I'm not finna do this with him.
You differentiate in that.
I say what this is. He's trying to bring. He gonna find a way to bring LeBron.
But let's say this: how many for us facilitating? Who has the best record for us facilitating between LeBron and Steph?
I mean, LeBron is like historically.
Who has the best facilitator? So what is LeBron? Is he the best?
I don't think he considered himself a point guard.
Anything. He's a point everything.
He a point forward.
He's a point.
He
everything.
a point forward.
No, I want to say he's a point everything.
See, all right.
Center, point guard, point forward. He's a point everything.
I'm gonna say this before the LeBron. I'm gonna say this before the LeBron haters come on my channel, because I want all of y'all. I love y'all. I love LeBron, but I think he good. He good. He got the most points in NBA history. He good. Who's your favorite point guard all time? Who would you say, this is the guy I want on my team as my point guard? If you was drafting, it was a yearless draft. Who would you draft as your point guard?
If I'm going with that, what you say is a point guard.
Point guard.
I would have to say Stockton and Curry.
Stockton and Curry.
A, B, and
so
Paxton.
Is Curry above Magic then? You just said Stockton and Curry.
Point guard. Magic Johnson was a point, almost like a point everything. He was a point everything.
He was a point guard.
He played center, he played forward, and he facilitated like a guard in all those positions. Curry can't do that.
All right, so why you drafted Steph?
I drafted Steph because it's your boy, you my son. My fault.
You looking out for me?
You heard me? Hey, I'm looking out for you, son. Shit. Okay.
Steph, my guy. I'm going to draft him. If you don't pick him up, on me going on my team.
I got another nephew who said that, what's that guy that used to play for the Pacers, not play for the Clippers?
Who you talking about? Paul George?
One of my nephews like that dude thought he was the best player in the world.
I mean, Paul George, it's a guy that just got drafted number 2. Brandon Miller said Paul George is the greatest basketball player of all time.
How you gonna be the best? You ain't on the court. I can say you're the best half-court player. You heard me? Yeah, you're the best half-court player I've ever seen in my life. Halftime,
okay, I agree with that, but I'm saying it is people. I don't agree. I ain't gonna debate you on that because I don't think he's a great player, but I don't think he's the greatest. He don't go in the greatest list.
I'm a guess. I'm not that deep off into I can follow the statistics of all the players and what they doing. But when it comes to me watching as a fan,
that's what I do. I get an
that man ain't on the court.
Paul George.
That man on the court. Steph Curry. LeBron is on the court a lot more than Steph Curry, and he's older than that
Steph
man.
Curry? Or you talking about Paul George?
Oh.
No, he ain't on the court. Steph Curry just won a ring 2 years ago.
Okay, he won
the ring 2 years ago.
LeBron, last ring.
Let me think. When was he with the when was he with not the Lakers? When the last time he won the Cavs, right?
No, he won the Lakers. See, you don't count that.
But
everybody had the pandemic. It was just LeBron had the pandemic.
The only reason they won because he said they had to come back.
He was the best player in the league. He stayed healthy. He kept his team on point. That's the best point player ever.
All right. Are they gonna win this year?
Well, he's not gonna play this year because of his son.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. They got AD just signed $283 million.
I got 8 kids. I could have been to the NBA, but I had a job, so I didn't go. So it's about family first. You hear me? I was the best.
So no. All right.
You hear me? I'm just being real with you, son.
You know who is gonna win?
Who?
The best point guard ever to touch a basketball, the best shooter to ever touch a basketball that God has blessed us to see.
Is Allen coming back?
No, Steph, Wardell, Curry.
Are you talking about Ray Allen or
best
you talking
point
about
guard?
what's the guy from
Ray Allen ain't no point guard.
But he
better shooter.
But
statistically, Curry got all the rest.
Put like this. When you put Ray Allen in the era in the time that you put in Steph
he
Curry,
played in the era.
He was the dude. You couldn't stop him. You can put 5 guys out there on the 3-point line.
And he was still gonna score.
He gonna bust on you. You hear me?
Listen.
That's
pause.
You hear me?
He gonna bust on you sound crazy, but
No, you got that. But that's an old school thing right there. He gonna bust your ass. You see that?
But yeah, so it's an interesting debate. I'm pretty sure Magic ain't saying nothing about this.
Think about this. We forgetting about one of the greatest scorers, facilitators who killed the Knicks by himself, doing everything. Reggie Miller.
Was he a point guard?
He was a point guard, point shooter, point forward.
So you're saying he was the first Steph?
No, ain't no first Steph. Steph probably was the second Magic and the third Miller and the second Stockton. But he about to put them all together. You can get a Steph.
That sounds like a way better player if you put all of those players together.
I'm thinking about this. If you put LeBron.
See, I know let me say
this, guys, hear me, and you hear me. You got Jordan, you got Magic, you got Kareem, you got Olajuwon, you got Iverson, all when this guy over all these years. You got how long LeBron been in the game? 50 years
20,
now.
21
He's been in the game 50 years and still dominate. He came in the game at 6 and he been killing the game. He kind of remind me of myself. You heard the story.
We didn't get to see it.
I'm not just me.
We didn't get to see it. You told most of them.
People that knew me. You talking about people who thought they was great.
Who?
I'm that dude. Well, you had Lil John from down the street on 33rd and 1st.
Okay.
You had John Boy.
There's a lot of John.
Man. He knew I was
It's
the
a
greatest.
lot of Johns.
And then you had Butterball, you had Butter, you had Honeybee. I was the greatest person on the north side for
North St.
Louis, right there in Windsor. I was the greatest kept in. But let's get back to Steph. Because if he became down there,
Right.
he got smoked.
But this is about the best point guard ever.
It's not Steph, though.
So we're gonna do a top 5, then we're gonna wrap this up. Okay, I'm gonna say a name, you gonna say a name. We're gonna go back and forth till we get to 5 people. Okay. I'm going to, we're not gonna actually number it, we're gonna say the top 5 though, no order. Steph Curry.
Stockton.
John Stockton. Okay, I'm gonna go, I guess you gotta say Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
So you're gonna double down on Magic Johnson.
I can't go against him.
All right, Chris Paul.
Stark.
John Stark. So no Isaiah Thomas. He's not on this
I
list.
didn't say him yet. You said we're not going to order.
We just we was doing it together. Both our numbers together.
No, we didn't say what order. You try to get me to commit.
All right. Is Isaiah Thomas up there?
Isaiah. Can I hold him as a...
He honorable mention. This is the honorable mention. Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I'll give him honorable mention.
So he wasn't like that dominant? Like he wasn't a dominant point guard? He wasn't a scorer? Like, we talking about Isaiah Thomas, right?
But Isaiah Thomas...
Detroit Pistons Isaiah Thomas.
You got to think about this. When Isaiah Thomas was a star and he was handling the ball, you had... What's the other guard that was with him? The Hall of Famer. What's his name?
Ron Harper.
No, not Harper. Before him. When there's a legend. I can't think of his name right now. But he was a man that had the ball more than
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why I brought Pops on because he got a chance to watch. He's a historian of the sport. I'm a historian, but it's like I ain't seen it. Like he got the physically.
Go to that era, his counterpart as a guard
was more of a.
He just wasn't a shooting guard. He facilitated that ball just like he did.
It's interesting then, because I wonder why they giving Isaiah Thomas all the credit then.
He was
a face.
Sometimes you can have a face, and
he was the face of
him. And Matt Johnson was friends, so he got a little bit. It's my dog.
He was a part of the cool crowd.
Yeah, he got
back then. Yeah. He was in the cool club, right. So they made him up. Okay. Well, y'all gotta let us know if y'all agree. I'm gonna say Steph. You said who was your first person? You said John Stockton. You said.
Stockton, Magic. I'm gonna go with Kerr, Paxson,
Steve Kerr. He wasn't like a superstar, but he was very nice. 50, 40, 90 guy. He was a
handle the ball. In his era,
he was
Fisher
nice.
Was a good
Derek Fisher.
Point guard.
Derek Fisher.
These guys led took teams to championships. You know.
Yeah. Very efficient multiple times.
What was Wade?
He was a shooting guard. Wade was in competition with Jordan and Kobe.
Okay.
When he was playing, when he was in his prime, it was Wade, Jordan, Kobe.
So what was my boy, the Miami Heat before him? Hardaway. What was he?
Hardaway was a point. He was nice. Penny Hardaway was nice. Penny Hardaway was very nice.
I'm talking with the Heat.
Yeah, Penny Hardaway, right? Or Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway. My bad.
Right.
Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway. He was Orlando. See, you know, he got T. Yeah. So what?
What was Bird? Was he
was a forward. He was a forward. He played small forward.
Oh, but he handled the ball a lot of times.
Because he was the face of the team. Like back then, I'm seeing now. Whoever was the face of the team, whether they were the best player or not, was in control of their team.
Well, let me say this. I'm not trying to take anything away from Steph. He has done some great things. He's a great shooter. He can handle that ball.
Talk about my dog.
He's my son's dude.
Talk about my dog.
Yeah, I like him as a player and
my dog.
As a person himself. You know, but he's not the top. You know, he's not the top. You know, and Paul George, you hear me? He's not the top.
We ain't even gonna talk about Paul George.
Because I think that if you're gonna go with the point guard, if I can't put LeBron in that.
Put LeBron. All right, if you able to add LeBron into the list,
he's the best point guard ever.
Wow, that's words from.
Look at the stats.
When you first started, like 70s? Not trying to be funny. When you first started watching basketball.
It's about the late 70s. I watched it all the time, but when I really got interested in it, it was probably when I was around 12.
So like 1980. So he's seen all of them. For real, at that point, that's the era came in.
But it was great guys like Nate Archibald, all them cats. I didn't see their record, but them cats was...
At that time.
Well, you got to think about this. That really irritates me.
At that
time. Well,
they were playing mailmen and postmen and stuff.
You talking about when these cats was from off the streets playing ball. They didn't know mailman could hoop. I was...
right, but they didn't dedicate their life to it.
Let me tell you something. I worked at Jack in the Box, and I was the best damn hooper in the St. Louis. What you talking about? My mailman.
Look at this.
I'm almost upset with you when you say they just be playing against mailmen.
I'm saying in today's league, they playing against athletes that's been dedicated
because they got
since they were 6 years old.
Let's put it like this: access to
thanks to them.
Access to being able to develop your body.
Thanks to them
and all that, but the talent against talent. As you gave those guys that access to making them fit in their body like these guys are now. Man, this league will be the best thing on the planet.
It is right now.
You know, because you got to think about it. We got technology and equipment that can, you know, and this is natural right here. But
I might have to crop that out.
No, but you got to think about that.
No, they do play a part. They do play a part in it. I'm not gonna lie. They had the access, and because of them, the league is able to get to where it is today. So I'm not gonna take nothing from Tiny or.
What's the guy that won the dunk contest? You got 2, 5, 9, 5, 8 players that won the dunk contest. Those are skilled players.
Oh, you talking about Spud Wells?
Spud Wells, Nate. What's his name?
Robinson.
Nate Robinson. Block.
That was our.
Block. Y'all mean shot.
That was our era, not yours.
Man, I was watching. What was my era?
I'm talking about Nate Robinson.
He was
hitting OG.
I thought your age.
That was like OG status.
You OG now then.
No, that
my
was
fault.
You was my age 20-something years ago.
Nate Robinson, how old Nate Robinson?
Nate Robinson was playing like 5, 6, 7 years ago when he retired. But he was playing like 2010, 2011. He was like 40. Okay. It's okay. I hope I get there. I am an OG. Technically, if you over 25 in St. Louis, you are an OG.
Yeah.
Now, you make it to 25 in St. Louis, you're OG. But y'all let us know though, man. Did we get this list of top point guards, period, right? I'm going to say Steph. He's saying LeBron.
Well, no. I know y'all are gonna put LeBron as a point guard, so I would have to go with the other selections that I had before Steph because they are true point guards.
Stockton and John Starks. John Starks.
Those are true point guards who wasn't worried about shooting like Steph Curry has to worry about shooting.
Okay. Y'all let us know. This was dope, man. We're gonna have to have Pops on the show again, man. You hear me? And we out. Thanks for watching the Gateway News. Make sure you subscribe for more content.